Hello, everybody. Tracy Mrs. JDog Flanagan with you here today. I'm the co-founder and senior vice president at JDog Brands. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Tactical Treasures. Our podcast gives veterans, mil spouses, and active service members a voice in the veteran space to speak about their service, how they are affecting their communities post-service, and a tactical treasure from their past that has shaped their journey in their military career, business, or life. Today, I am so excited. I have the pleasure of speaking with Travis McVey. Travis McVey is a Marine Corps veteran, entrepreneur, author, and passionate advocate. Travis joined the Army Reserves at the age of 16 before joining the active duty U.S. Marine Corps in 1989, where he proudly served as Presidential Honor Guard until 1992. In 2009, Travis founded Heroes Vodka, a 100% American grain premium vodka brand that has garnered numerous awards and accolades for its exceptional taste, including Vodka of the Year by Melbourne International Spirits and the gold medal at the SIP Awards International Consumer Tasting. And on Veterans Day, November 11, 2011, or 11/11/11, Heroes Vodka was bottled for the first time. Through Heroes Vodka, Travis continues to serve his country by striving to provide exceptional taste and superior value to consumers, to honor heroes who serve, protect, and perform outstanding work in our communities, and to give back to active duty military members and to his fellow veterans. Welcome to the podcast, Travis.
Hey, Tracy, thank you for having me. Thank you for the introduction. That has been a long journey.
Yes, obviously so. I could see that.
But I met your husband. I don't know if you were there. Is at the Union League Club, like when you all first got started in New York City, and I was just getting started. And Jerry had spoken, and I spoke for a minute. I can't remember what the year is. Probably 2012, 2013, maybe. I can't remember.
Oh yeah. We were. It was just him and I doing JDog.
Yeah. It was just you two right then. That's what he told me. Yeah.
And
so I think each other a few events after that for sure.
Yeah. I think I met you for the first time at the unveiling of the 52 post 9/11 frontline leaders card.
Yeah, with
bicycle
Marjorie,
cards.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That I believe is where I first met you. I think that was in Nashville. And
yes, it was.
And
yeah, Marjorie's a dear friend.
Yeah, and they were featuring your vodka at that little place that we were at celebrating. How interesting.
John Rich's Redneck Riviera.
Yes. Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it. It was a great place, though.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about your military service.
Well, like I said, I went in the military at a very young age. I was kind of the problem child for a little bit. My parents had got divorced when I was 13, and it really affected me, and I pretended it didn't, but it really did. And then after I went to the Army Reserves at 16, I came back and finished my senior year of high school, but I was still in the same environment, the same people, the same things. You have to change your environment if you're going to change who you are sometimes. So I did it the ultimate way. I went active duty Marine Corps. My parents encouraged that. It was either that or military school before, but I wasn't quite ready for college. So the Marine Corps helped hone me back, the discipline it put in my life. And I was very lucky that my parents encouraged me to do that. And while I was in the Marine Corps, I was a Hollywood Marine and very proud of that. I went to infantry school in Camp Pendleton, California. And during that time, they have a White House screening team that follows you. Then you can interview for that. And they select supposedly 3% of the Marine Corps gets that honor of being a Marine Guard for the president. So
wow.
At 19 years old, that was a true honor and also a lot of responsibility.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure that is very special. What an honor to be chosen to do that. So what presidents did you serve?
As President H.W. Bush. So I have to tell people that now that W became Bush. So I said, no, I'm older than that. I'm Bush 41.
Yeah.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
President Bush was a great man. He's a great veteran himself. He was the youngest pilot in World War II. Was shot down by the Japanese and was rescued by a submarine. And he had to spend 30 days in that. He said that was the worst time he ever had. But he wasn't known then. He was just a little lieutenant. So they kept him in the sub for an extra 30 days. But unfortunately, the rest of his crew were killed. So, it was great that we had him continue on.
Yeah. Wow. So, okay. I have to know, what inspired you to just wake up one day and decide that you were going to found a vodka brand?
Well, it didn't quite happen overnight. It was a journey. Like I said, it was, in the military, you develop those relationships. And two of my best friends that was on presidential duty with me, Richard Gaston and Thomas Rabjohn, we were like brothers. And we'd go home together on leave in Indiana because me and Richard were from there. And Tommy was from Arizona. So he'd go with us. And that was a lot of fun. But and Richard's dream was always to be an Indiana State Trooper. And he achieved that goal, but unfortunately, he was killed in the line of duty just about a year into it. His daughter was only 6 months old, and that hurt me. And then Richard, some years later, he was in the Guard, went back to Iraq, served with honor, then went to Afghanistan, was killed in action there, and his daughters were, they had 3 daughters. That was all preteens and a teens, so. That really hit me hard. You go through all those feelings of grief, loss. You're pissed off. You're angry. You feel guilty for not being there. You feel that our government's not doing enough. And then I see this commercial, which I won't name the company. I mean, they mean well, but is if you turned in a beer cap, they would give back to the military. And I'm like, I think we've done enough. And why don't we have our own brand that we do it the right way? And that's when I started learning how to make vodka and studying that. But at first I studied all different kinds of things, but I went to the Small Business Development Center in my hometown, and luckily an old Korean War veteran there helped coach me a little bit and liked some of my ideas. He said, you should check into spirits because it's recession proof. And also, to me, it gives me a soapbox to talk about responsibility and accountability with alcohol, since it's such a big topic that the civilian world tries to tie specifically to the military, and it's not. Some people can have a problem with alcohol and some people don't. Now, if you have a problem with alcohol, I don't want you to buy my product, period. But for the millions that do enjoy alcohol responsibility, we give back with every purchase. And that was the goal, to create a brand that honors service and sacrifice continuously. We've been celebrating our warriors for centuries. So why not do it with a true veteran-owned brand?
Right. Well, you have a trademarked quote, right?
What's that?
You have a trademarked quote. It says, "Some people drink to forget. We drink to remember." Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's what it is. I want to remember my friends all the time. And I get to talk. I got to mention their names today, and I do that all over the country. And then someone will share a story with me of someone they lost. Could have been their grandfather, their friend, their dad, their son, their daughter. And these stories are just so powerful. It keeps you going. We have a national concern here with the veteran suicide. I get a lot of flack for that sometimes because they talk about alcohol. I'm like, you need a person out there in this industry that's talking about the right way to do it. They train you for war. They basically train you to be a killer, a serial killer, then expect you to come home and be normal. Well, if you are normal, then you really have a real problem. You should have a few issues. And that's what friendship is, family is for. Even if you don't go to war, family still has a lot of stressful times, but we work it out as a family because we love each other.
Right. Hello, listeners. Hello, viewers. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Tactical Treasures, where we are speaking with Travis McVey. He is the CEO and founder of Heroes Vodka, 100% American grain premium vodka brand, and it's garnered numerous awards and accolades for its exceptional taste. So where can you find it? Well, he's all over the social media platforms, but you can go to heroesvodka.com. He has a contact form where you can reach out to them and tell them that you're interested. And also, believe on that website, you can actually find out what states that they are having the vodka sold in. So check it out, heroesvodka.com. So where can people find your vodka? I mean,
that's the biggest thing, because vodka is one of the most competitive markets there is. I'm going up against the biggest companies in the world, and their war chest is much bigger than mine. I mean, Sidney Frank said the American people are so pretentious, they'll pay $15 more for a bottle of vodka made in France. That's when he came up with Grey Goose, and he was right. He sold it for $2 billion. So, but he also had the distribution rights for Jägermeister on the East Coast. The guy on the West Coast didn't pay his bills, so he took over the entire country, and he developed the Jägerette girls. And then he would give the bartenders a free bottle of Grey Goose when they got a case of that. So he had enough money to put a full page ad out in the New York Times every week. Well, I don't have that war chest, but I have, gosh, 20 some million veterans. I just need to get them to spread the word more and more. And I know it's hard to remember because our buying habits, you see all these commercials, all these celebrities, and they're selling you a fake lifestyle is basically what it is. And it's, alcohol is the last affordable luxury we have. But also, you have an opportunity now to go in and buy a better known product that gives back with every purchase. That's won 6 gold medals, 5 silver. It's made by the most award-winning distillery in the country. And it's also about $10 or $15 less than these Tito's and Grey Goose and Kettle Ones. And I know how much it costs to make vodka. It shouldn't be that much.
Right, right. So
and you can see I get passionate talking about it because I've been at this 10 or 11 years. We're doing well, but we can do so much better. Right. Mr. Tito is worth $4 billion. Imagine having a veteran advocate as myself to have a company that big and what we could do. Like you and Jerry's doing, you're doing some amazing things with all the franchises you've done. I mean, you're really special. You guys have done a great inspiration to me and the veteran community that's trying to do this.
Oh, thank you. Well, I think we're all in the same boat, kind of rowing the same way, just trying to do our part and how we can help with, our veterans transitioning and helping them, find new careers and new endeavors. And it's all about, helping them transition and find a new purpose and mission in life, right?
Oh, definitely. And to answer your question, where you can find it, go to your local liquor store and ask for it and keep asking for it because they'll just blow you off a few times. If you're serious about it, go in and tell them you want it. I go to our website, heroesvodka.com. It's got the availability of states. And some of the states are in, some areas are not, but you just keep asking. We can get there very quickly. California, we have it in a lot of Walmart stores there. In Florida, we have a relationship with Walmart. Sam Walton himself was a veteran. And I know people give Walmart a hard time, but the American people continue to shop there. So at least they are putting, American-made products in this. And it was started by a veteran. And that's one thing people forget. Some of the most iconic brands in the world were founded by veterans like Hilton, Marriott, Nike, Walgreens, and so many more. So that's what we need to do is start reminding people of successful entrepreneurs in the veteran world. And that's an inspiration to me. If they can do it, I can do it. So just keep asking for it. You can send me a private message and I'll help you try to get it where it is through our contact form on Heroes Vodka, and like our Facebook and social media stuff and share it with your family and friends.
Great. Thank you. That's great information. So let's dive into your treasure. What we'd like to share with us today.
That's what's been so amazing. My treasure is, people call it a network. I call it relationships because that's how I do business better. I try to figure out a way where it's a win-win and sometimes a win-win-win for everybody involved. And that's the way business should be. And, I'm not getting shot at. I'm going to have to shoot somebody. I am selling one of the most last affordable luxuries in the world that we celebrate life with, So when I go out to sell, I'm actually just telling a story. And that's what I'm not really a salesman. I'm a storyteller, but I also have a product that can make a huge difference in people's lives. And so that's, to me, my treasure is my relationships. I've met so many people throughout the United States and the world. Here recently, I met the host of the show Booze Traveler, Jack Maxwell, was on the Travel Channel for 5 years. And now it's on syndication and Discovery. And he was wanting to start another show called Spirit Quest, which we just filmed the pilot for a few weeks ago. And Jack, when I met him, he just heard my story. He said, "Travis, you're just a passionate guy. I love you. Your story's great. And, I'm doing this show about Spirit Quest, and what better than the official Spirit of a Grateful Nation?" And so I got to be on that, and I got to choose 2 of my friends, which are actually real Top Gun pilots, not like on the movie, but Berg was the advisor for Maverick, the movie. And then Wiz is another friend of mine. So we got to film it on the USS Midway.
Wow.
And then we got to go to a local restaurant and kind of tell how pilots and Marines kind of unwind after work, different crazy drinking traditions we have. And then we dealt in with the problem we have with suicide and things like that. So, it was a very moving episode, I think. And Sammy Hagar, he's going to be in the second part of the show. So hopefully it's going to get picked up and you'll get to see that episode. But that was all about networking, developing that relationship, not just shoving a business card and say, "What can you do for me?" It's what can we do together?
Right.
That's my treasure.
Yeah. Well, I think relationships are very important as you go through just life in general, but I think it becomes more important too, being in the military and then getting out of the military and trying to find, I've heard, a lot of veterans say that, they seek to try to find that tribe. There's another tribe out there, but it just may look a little different. But it's all about relationships,
Oh, it
truly.
definitely is. And, there is a lot of bad tribes out there. You got to watch that too.
True.
That's negative, that's pissed off at the world. And sometimes you can understand. I know when we pulled out of Afghanistan here recently, it broke my heart that I lost my friend there. And my parents lost friends in Vietnam, so it's, I love our men and women that serve, but I do not like the bastards that send us over there sometimes because they just don't do it the right way. You and Jerry are an inspiration because you're a couple. A lot of us are out here doing this on our own. And I'm sure it's stressful, though, having a husband and wife in your thing. So if I ever do a podcast, I want to interview you about that.
Yeah, it is. Our relationship is pretty unique. And I actually, when I train our JDogs, our new franchise owners, I teach a class, customer service and culture, and it's all about the culture of JDog and how it was founded. And part of what I teach is how to be happily married and still own a business together. Because a lot of our JDog owners are husband and wife teams like Jerry and I. It can be done. There is proof out there. Just you need five little support tips. And I give them all that.
Jerry's been a good friend ever since I met him. I got to do the New York Mets thing not long ago. How was that?
Oh, wow. That was really exciting. It was very surreal, but it was really great. He, Jerry is so humble. He likes to just hang in the background, and it was hard for him to get up there and do the whole cap thing and wave and be recognized. And I'm like, honey, you're a veteran. You're doing
he's inspiration
great stuff
for what he's done after. The service,
it's motivating and it's inspiring to people. And I was down there off to the side on the field, so I had close up and personal look at everything. It was very exciting. I was so proud of him and just happy that he got that honor and was able to do that. Yeah.
But getting Dan Laurie to do was very hard. Dan was a Marine, but he was the father on the Wonder Years, the TV show a while back. And Dan's a good friend of mine. And a lot of people don't realize he was a Marine. And a great guy. I recently was out, and Jack and him are friends. So I stayed out with them when I was there. And we got him for the New York Mets. It was like pulling teeth to get him there. And then finally, one of his good friends, Mike lost both of his legs in Vietnam, but Mike, ever since then, he's been the biggest veteran advocate. Him and his wife, he's just the funniest guy. So the first time ever, the New York Mets let Dan Laurie and his friend Mike do it together, and Dan got to will him out onto the field because Dan just felt like, I didn't do anything, I just served. I'm like, buddy, that's what we need,
Yeah.
And I'm sure Mike loved him being there with him.
Yeah, definitely. Hello, listeners. We really want to thank you for tuning in and enjoying all the episodes of Tactical Treasures. We're talking to amazing veterans and mil spouses in the veteran space, and it's just been an amazing experience. And thank you so much for tuning in. But hey, if you want to check out JDog, look us up on JDog.com. And if you go to JDog.com, you'll find out everything about JDog. You'll be able to book a service, either junk removal and hauling or our carpet cleaning and floor care service. You can even look into our franchise, or you can even look at employment. Our JDog franchise owners are hiring all across the country, and they love to hire their fellow veterans and service members. And if you want to know more about our JDog Foundation, we're doing amazing things supporting irreverent warriors and stop soldier suicide, preventing PTSD, and combating veteran suicide. So check us out, jdog.com. Thank you. So I understand you're an author of a book. I would love to hear about that.
Yes, that's been a while back. I'm actually working on some cocktail books right now, but my first book was Heroes of the Stage, Country Serving Country. Because when I was starting Heroes Vodka, I'm a very busy person. I got to keep myself busy. So I was waiting on trademark stuff. We had a little bit of battle with the trademark at first, and they never heard veteran owned before on a company, on a bottle of alcohol. So I had to explain them to that I was a veteran, that I don't claim ownership to that word, but we want it on the bottle. Yeah. And so I was in Nashville, Tennessee, of course. So I know all these stories about George Jones being in the Marines, Johnny Cash in the Air Force. Everybody knows about Elvis, but they forget, about Ray Price, about Elvis's guitar player his name's escaped me for a minute, but he was also a veteran. And there's so many of them that it's an inspiration to others in that industry too, because music is a business. And Chris Christopherson, Chris was a Golden Glove boxer. He was getting ready to teach at West Point, but he gave it all up to be a songwriter in Nashville, and was a janitor at RCA Studios for a while. His whole family disowned him. His dad was a general, and he supposed to have been teaching English lit in 2 weeks and came down here and did that. But he was passionate. He followed his dreams. He could have washed out, but during the times when he was a janitor, June Carter would come with Johnny when he was filming at the studio with Bob Dylan, and he would give June little tracks of his music because he was too embarrassed, I guess, to do with Johnny. He was like a big fan, and she would give them to Johnny, and Johnny would toss them out in the lake in Hendersonville. And finally, Chris didn't hear back from him. He took his National Guard helicopter, because he was a helicopter pilot for the Tennessee Guard, landed it in Johnny's garden, and they became friends ever since. Johnny listened to Sunday Morning Coming Down, and they had a friendship ever since then, and he made Chris's career. So that was just another veteran helping another veteran. And like with Dan Lauria, Dan told me in the theater world, which got me the idea for other books that I could do, that Dan, when he got out of the service during the Vietnam War, Charles Durning helped him get into film. And Charles Durning was in D-Day in Normandy, but Charles also played the famous guy on Oh Brother We're Out There, was the governor, the big guy. Right. He's played in Dune and a bunch of stuff. So that's what I try to do. I try to find other veterans that may be struggling too, and teach them, look, if I can do this, you can do it. It's not easy, trust me. And it's not for some people, but there's other things people can do.
Yeah. Wow. That's really great.
The cocktail books is called Cocktails and Stories, Experiences We're Sharing. It's like, I'll talk about maybe Jimi Hendrix is a story I just got through writing. He's going to be 80 years old in November. He was stationed at Fort Campbell. He started his band, was in here. His dad was a World War II vet, but Jimmy just wasn't made for the military. But we're glad that the military brought him to Nashville. He was honorably discharged. He broke his ankle, but they were ready to get rid of him anyway, because he was coming in late from doing his music all the time. That's all he wanted to do. And so he came to Nashville after the service, and he played with James Brown here. He played the blues with B.B. King, and just became a rock star, but the Army, for him coming here helped that. So I'm telling that story. And also we can go into addiction about that stuff, with Jimmy, how he died and everything. But also we make a drink called the Purple Haze. I'm trying to think of another one, Foxy Lady, and just have fun with it. Yeah.
Wow. That's really great. I love how your books are centered around, musicians and actors that probably the regular America would never know actually served our country.
That's the big disconnect right now.
Yeah, it is a disconnect. It is a disconnect, but how interesting. Wow. I'm going to have to get a copy of that book. Sounds really
definitely.
Fun.
And I don't know when the cocktail books, how we're going to do them. We may do them on like a video thing and make cocktails. I'm sure we'll do that, but I'll make sure to maybe so I plan on having like maybe you and Jerry on sometimes when we can talk about it. We make a cocktail, you can make the JDog brand martini or whatever you want to do.
Oh, wow. That would be great. Oh, with Heroes Vodka, of course, right?
Yeah, definitely. So, that's what also Arts in the Armed Forces with Adam Driver. Adam Driver was a Marine, and one of my good friends is on his board for Arts in the Armed Forces, because Adam's trying to, and Broadway's wanted to bring the veterans back to Broadway, because once upon a time, a lot of the actors were veterans, but now that's not always so. And the politics is different. We're trying to be apolitical, where we're talking about helping veterans and all that. So Adam and them has been very good about that. And Jerry knows Evan Guzman, Evan's a business partner with me with another venture, but I know Evan's doing some stuff with the Grunt Style Foundation, trying to get ATIF and them together to do some events too.
Yeah, we know Evan. Yeah.
He's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. We call them Veteran Secrets. And that's, play off the thing how Victoria's Secrets, where they try to just, for some reason, portray women in the wrong way. But this, we're showing empowering the heroism and service of veterans, men and women.
Wow. That's great. Awesome. Yeah. Good work.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Travis, thank you so much for coming on. This has been really exciting, and I'm just been great to hear everything that you're doing. You're doing amazing stuff. This is awesome.
Well, thank you. And I hope to see you in D.C. in December for Manhattan's Martinis and Mistletoe, if you can make it.
We are going to be there. We have our tickets. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will catch up with you then.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to that. And I think Jerry asked me about a hotel, but it went through my email service. Did he find out about that yet?
Yeah. Yep. We got it. It's at the Mayflower. So we were just trying, we had some conflicting information. We were just trying to, confirm exactly where it is, but
yeah, they changed it. I'll probably be staying there too, I believe.
Yeah. We're all set. We're ready to go. So I'll look forward.
We'll have a cocktail one day.
Yeah. I'll look forward to seeing you.
Okay. Well, you take care of yourself, and thank you.
You too. Thank you.
Okay. God bless.
God bless you. Hello, listeners and viewers. Thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Tactical Treasures, where we have been speaking with Travis McVey, a Marine Corps veteran who has founded Heroes Vodka, a 100% American grain premium vodka brand that has garnered numerous awards and accolades for its exceptional taste. So where can you purchase this? I'm sure you're asking that already right now, right? heroesvodka.com. They have a contact form that you can fill out, and they will help get the vodka to you. You also can check out on their website where they are actually selling it, what states they are in. So heroesvodka.com, check it out. And thanks so much for listening.